Alright, in this deeply moving episode, we share the harrowing journey of Linda HABATI from Dar es Salaam, Tanzania. Betrayed in the most unimaginable way, Linda was left homeless and pregnant by her own father, a consequence of misguided belief in a ritual promising wealth. Despite the immense challenges, Linda's resilience shines brightly. She has since given birth to a beautiful baby and is rebuilding her life, inspiring many as a living testament to the strength of human spirit. Join us as Linda bravely tells her story, a testament to survival and hope amidst life's darkest moments. Bushebi Jr. explains.
This woman's life was destroyed by her father. She ended up becoming homeless and slept on the streets amidst the cold, the fear, and the constant threat of harm. It was a place of unimaginable risks and vulnerability to a woman. But how is a father whose role is to protect his daughter destroy her life? How did she find strength when the world seemed against her? When the person she least expected became the source of her greatest pain?
Kwa majina naitwa Linda HABATI.
My name is Linda HABATI and I reside in the Kagera region. I was born an only child in my family. My mother passed away when I was young, so I was raised by my father. I attended school but had to leave in 7th grade because of financial difficulties. What happened next was truly astonishing. I vividly remember when I was between 18 and 19 years old. I was sleeping late one night and appeared mentally disturbed. Suddenly, my father wanted to take advantage of me. The next morning, he told me to keep quiet and never tell anyone about what happened.
She woke up, feeling even worse, in a lot of pain and confused about how her father could possibly know what had occurred. He then provided a shocking explanation about the event, offering an apology, though it seemed reluctant.
Ndo baadaye akaja kuniambia kwamba mwanangu, nimefanya haya yote kwa ajili ya kutafuta maisha.
He said that all he did was about surviving so that I could live a better life, which made it more confusing as it sounded as if what he did was because of a certain ritual that maybe would give him money. He added that he wanted neighbors to just look at me and say, "This is a rich man's daughter." I was curious and wanted to know more about why he did that. And he took time explaining that he went to a witch doctor who told him to do that and guarantee him enormous wealth.
Linda was deeply disappointed by her father's actions. She decided to wait and see if the witch doctor's promises would come true. However, instead of improving their situation, it worsened it, and she eventually found herself homeless.
Lakini hilo tukio alilonifanyia liliniumiza sana.
What hurts the most is that nothing ever turned out as expected. To this day, my life continues to deteriorate instead of getting better. I blame my father for this. Although he had good intentions for my future, his method was fundamentally flawed. He could have chosen to save and work hard to ensure a better life for me. My dad loved and cared for me, but his trust in witch doctors led him astray, prompting him to act as he did towards me.
As life became increasingly difficult and she saw no hope for a brighter future in her village, she made a decision to leave. She moved from her village to Dar es Salaam in Tanzania, hoping for better opportunities and a chance to start a new life. However, things didn't go as she had planned.
Nahisi mimi na babangu tungekuwa tuko mbali sana.
Fearing that my father might resort to even worse actions under the influence of witch doctors promising quick and easy wealth, I decided to flee for my life. I left while my father was asleep early in the morning, using the money I had saved from selling water and vegetables to buy a bus ticket to Dar es Salaam. I was careful to leave without alerting even our neighbors about my departure. Life was tough upon arriving in Dar es Salaam. I had no clear direction or specific place to go. Eventually, I met a girl who initially seemed kind, but I soon discovered her troubling behavior of inviting men over late at night and forcing me out of the room during those times. We were living in a small one-room house, and her actions made me uncomfortable. Being new to the city and finding myself in such a situation was incredibly painful. To avoid adopting her bad habits, I chose to leave. With nowhere else to go and no one to turn to for help, I started sleeping on the roadside with only my bag as my companion. It was an extremely difficult period in my life, and I constantly found myself questioning why I was always faced with such challenges.
Without any support or family members to lean on, she began her journey with nothing. Despite the hardships, she tirelessly worked, and today she owns a small shop. This shop, which sells rice, beans, and various other essentials, help her to cover her bills and meet the needs of people in her neighborhood. She may not yet be where she aspires to be, but she had made significant progress. She can now afford to pay rent and no longer has to sleep on the dangerous roadside.
Kitu chochote ambacho napenda kuwaambia au kuwaasa.
If I had the resources, I would dedicate myself to assisting young girls and women facing challenges with self-empowerment. My focus would be on equipping them with skills related to the arts and fashion, areas I'm passionate about. Given the opportunity, I would scale this initiative to make a significant impact, providing them not only with the means to express themselves creatively, but also with avenues for economic independence and confidence building.
When her father took advantage of her, however, she soon realized that it didn't stop there. She found herself pregnant, adding to the already difficult problems she was facing in life.
Hata wewe ni mzazi au hata mwingine ni mzazi.
I was shocked to find myself pregnant, but since I had never been with anyone else, I knew my father was the one who impregnated me. Later, I gave birth to a handsome boy. I left home when I was just 2 weeks pregnant without realizing it, and I guess he might not know he impregnated me because we haven't communicated since I left. I took my boy to live with my aunt, who also doesn't know who my son's father is.
Given the hardships she faced as a result of her father's quest for wealth through misguided means, she now dedicates time to cautioning others against the lure of quick riches promised by baseless methods. She advocates for value of gaining practical skills, committing to hard work. Through this approach, she emphasizes one can achieve a stable and meaningful life, underscoring the importance of legitimate paths over shortcuts to prosperity.
Watanzania, watu wote wasije kuamini kwamba.
I would advise my fellow Tanzanians who still believe in the possibility of getting rich through dark powers or evil spirits that it simply doesn't work. Speaking from my own experience, if such methods were effective, my father would be the wealthiest person in the country, and I wouldn't be struggling as I am today. It might take time and require effort, but I firmly believe that hard work is the only reliable way to achieve lasting success.
Despite facing many difficult situations, she strongly believes that her life will get better. Her story teaches us an important lesson. No matter how hard things get, we should never stop trying to improve ourselves and always stay hopeful. For Special Report, I'm Bushabi Jr.